SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
It's a City of McComb City, Bonus City podcast, City episode, City.
Yes, indeed, it is time for a special edition once again, because we had several special call meetings, but the one we want to talk about right now happened on Friday, the 17th of April. Before we even get into listening to the audio, this, I think, best sums it up.
I have talked with over 40 different citizens that I thought were capable of being neutral, non-biased. That's correct. But anyway, there were those that said, let me think about it. There were those who outright said no.
We all know how this board term started, and soon we'll see how it ends. But one thing we've learned in the last few days is that the mayor needs some friends. 40 people took his call, 40 people said no. Do you know 3 people that would give you a hand? You're ahead of the mayor for sure.
I wish I were being funny with that, but it's kind of accurate. You're going to find out. We've got some of the audio from the Friday meeting. It was only like 10, 15 minutes long total. Closer to 10 than 15, to be honest. And the entire stated purpose of the meeting was to abolish the election commission, the election inspectors that are listed in the city charter as being needed to do a election. We'll get back to that. But to abolish that, do away with it, pretend it never existed for this election only, because nobody will do the mayor a solid. And he couldn't find 3 people willing to serve as election inspectors, and basically just take everybody that wins in the primaries and set them on the ballot. Slightly more complicated than that, not much. Not much at all. Let's go back to the beginning where it started. Let's listen to some of the audio from the meeting that happened Friday afternoon.
There is one item on the agenda. It reads, consider adoption of ordinance abolishing municipal election commission and authorizing the Pike County Election Commission to conduct municipal general election. Can I get a motion and second?
So
Selectwoman Baylor, Selectman Thompson, second. Discussion, and I'm going to allow my city attorney to talk about this because we did receive her email on yesterday relating to this matter, but I'm going to allow her at this time to speak on this matter because I may say something that's not accurate.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to say anything inaccurate. You could wind up with no friend. Oh, wait, never mind. Before we get to the city attorney's audio, I would like to remind you that all of this, we're talking about ordinances. All of this is in the charter, the city charter of the city of McComb, which you can find, by the way, on the City of McComb website. Don't take my word for it. Go look. You'll find it right there. I'll tell you exactly what that says in just a moment, but first, let's listen to the city attorney.
Okay, thank you so very much, Mayor. Very quickly, you guys received the email yesterday. Hopefully you had an opportunity to read it, explaining that this is applicable to the general and any special election thereafter. This is not applicable to the primary because the primary is run by the party or any runoff. This is for the general election. The time is sensitive because of the notice that has to be given. So thank you for calling the special call meeting and being there tonight so that we can make sure that we're in compliance. Because the city has no municipal election commission. Let me say that again, municipal election commission that is appointed pursuant to statute. The city has to contract with the county. In order to contract with the county for the general election, you have to abolish the Municipal Election Commission. Even though it does not exist because no one is appointed to it, the statutory steps are you do this, then you can contract for the general election with the County Election Commission to run the general and any special elections thereafter. And so it is an issue right now of just the timing because of the notice requirement. Once you have abolished, then you have to, and then there's a first of the month requirement. And so this is one of the last days that will get you to a June 1st date as spelled out in the email.
Okay, and what she's talking about is that we're running up against a time limit to be able to, efficiently and effectively have the general election, which means, once again, how many times have we seen this play out over the last decade? We waited until the last possible second to start working on this. I swear, city government in McComb is like telling a teenager to clean their room. They'll get to it eventually, but you're going to have to yell. And they're going to wait till the last possible second to do it. That's what happened here. We started working on trying to find election inspectors just a couple of weeks before the deadline. Can't we at least just once get a little bit ahead of something, anything? That would be nice. Don't hold your breath. The city charter of the city of McComb, Section 2, the initial election of officers, it starts out, an election may be held in said city to provide for primary elections on the first Tuesday in May 2014. That was the last time this clause was updated. It goes through all of that. Says all elections after the first shall be held by 3 inspectors to be appointed by the mayor. We're going to do a temporary change to the city charter and to say, well, except for this time, because nobody wants to help the mayor out. So we're just going to do away with that for now. Just wave your hands, make it go away, right? That just seems a little sus to me. That seems a little off, if you will. Can we just change the city charter? Can the city board pass an ordinance and decide that the name of the city of McComb City is Castro-Colemanville? I think I would be for that, to be honest, but could we do that? With just the city charter, you just do whatever you want with it. It's no problem. No problem at all. We just move on and do whatever the heck we want to do, right? Sure. And now here we're now to the part of the meeting where the mayor talks about his tireless efforts for a good week and a half, 2 weeks, to find 3 people willing to do this. But I want you to notice the nuance in how he says this. Semantics are important, and they give you clues. I want you to notice the way the mayor phrases who he was looking for.
And if I can jump in, city attorney, the charter gives that duty and responsibility to the mayor to appoint. I have talked with over 40 different citizens that I thought were capable of being neutral, non-biased. That's correct. But anyway, there were those that said, let me think about it. There were those who outright said no. I even asked the board last Tuesday, if you knew of someone, please let me know, because of the timing that the city attorney is talking about. It is important that we have this body in place and we meet the guidelines by statute as it relates to the inspectors or commissioners.
Which we now, of course, are not going to have. Spoilers, I guess I should have said, but this did pass 5-1 with a vote by the Board of Selectmen to abolish the Election Commission and do away with the 3 election inspector positions that are listed in the city charter. We're just going to pretend that's not there this time only. It's a one-time exception. But you notice in there, he said he was trying to find people who were qualified, who would be able to be impartial, to be unbiased. Pardon my French, but when in the hell did that matter? Did I miss a few months, a year, 7 years? I don't know. When did that suddenly become a consideration? Oh, it sounds great. Sounds fantastic. It's also a fantastic way of hand-waving away everyone who said they would do it and saying, nah, we'll just do without it. I don't want you involved. I'm not talking about anyone among those 40 people. I'm talking about the 11,000 plus people that live in the city that he didn't talk to. You're telling me you only know 40 people in the city of McComb that you think could be trustworthy enough and impartial enough and unbiased enough to do this? You need a new circle. You need to mingle a bit more. Just my thought on that. But come on. We have over 11,000 people in this city. You talked to 40 and said, well, that's enough. That's only ones I can think of off the top of my head that might be unbiased and impartial. So you're running with a very biased, partial crowd, obviously. If that's all you can think of. Heaven forbid we just cast a net wide and say, anybody want to come in? Come on. We'll judge you once you get here. Anybody interested? You'd have people show up. You could give away free bags full of garbage and people would form a line. That's the way planet Earth works now. You announce it, people would show, oh, we can't have that. We can't, that would be uncontrolled. You never know what kind of riffraff might show up that we'd have to deal with. We can't do that. Very important people. We have a lot to do. We can't be spending our time dealing with that, apparently. Over 11,000 people, you could think of 40 that might serve the purpose and be unbiased and impartial, and all of them told you no. Like I said, get a new circle. Make some new friends. Obviously, you're running amongst a group of people who are either incredibly biased and partial or aren't interested in helping you or the city. That doesn't sound like the group you need to be with. Just my opinion on that. Now, after that, Ward 2 Selectman Matt Cotting had, I think, a pretty pertinent question just to make sure that we can't do an end run around this after the board holds its vote.
So, would the mayor still be able to get election commissioners at a later date per his charter's authority? Or is this...
And the house is a mess, so forgive me. I'm sorry. You say again, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get in the car.
Does this take away the mayor's authority to hire election commissioners at a later date?
It is not. It is not. You all can always go back in... Because your charter still remains. Your charter still remains. And so it does not take away his authority.
For this election cycle, though?
Yes, because you're abolishing the commission. There is nothing for him, no place for him to appoint anyone to.
Okay. So for this election cycle, we're handing it from the 3 to the 5 down at the county. Are they willing to run the general election on behalf of the city?
Well, that's what has been That is what has been reported in the last few meetings.
Okay.
Yeah, last couple of meetings anyway.
That is a very good question, and hopefully the Pike County Election Commission has been asked this question, because if they haven't and they say no, what do we do then? I'm going to propose we just have a big mud wrestling match. Throw everybody in a big tub full of mud. Last one in wins. Why not? Wouldn't be any messier than the way the city's been run for the past 8 years, would it? Ask the state auditor's office. Again, that's not even my opinion. That's documented fact. We've had problems. We continue to have problems, and now we're up against this. But that was a very pertinent question by Selectman Cotting, which was emphasized very well by Ward 1 Selectman Tommy McKenzie.
If we vote on this tonight, then I'm going to follow what you said. The mayor can't appoint anybody after
That's
the night.
correct. So
You're done.
because he wouldn't have anybody a place to appoint anybody to.
For this,
Yes, sir.
well, we're done with this.
Yes, sir. You're correct.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say it like that, but you know what I meant.
I did.
Very well and very bluntly put. I like that. That's the way we should deal with things, I think, on a daily basis. So, a vote on this, a successful vote, will strip this mayor of that power, and then it'll revert back to what the actual city charter says come the next administration. That's the plan right now. Anyway, the mayor did have one additional comment he threw in.
We need to act because we do not want anyone saying that we did not do what we were supposed to do. And by timing, I mean the short window that we have now, this is the best route to go as far as I see.
Let's go back to the first part of that little comment one more time. What is it you don't want anyone saying?
We need to act because we do not want anyone saying that we did not do what we were supposed to do.
The city charter very clearly proclaims that the mayor is supposed to put in the sweat-inducing work of finding 3 people in a town of over 11,000 that are willing to serve as election inspectors, appoint them, and then they manage the general election. Were you supposed to do that? That's in writing, yes. Did you? Let's not do the dance. Let's not just back and forth, little do-si-do. The whole reason for this special call meeting is that you didn't do what you were supposed to do as outlined in black and white, very plainly, very clearly in the city charter. You don't get to then, during that special call meeting, say, we don't want anyone saying we didn't do what we were supposed to do. That's the whole reason you're having the meeting. Once again, I don't like people assuming I have a low IQ. Just say whatever. Doesn't matter. That's what it feels like. It's what it feels like to me. Oh, yeah, they're stupid enough. They'll buy this. That's the feeling that you get. Don't want anyone to get the feeling that, what was it again? Yeah, don't want anyone saying that the city didn't do what it was supposed to do. Once again, the city charter, this is pretty important document here. All elections after the first shall be held by 3 inspectors to be appointed by the mayor. That's what you were supposed to do. Did you do it? That's the plain, simple truth. That's not a hard to parse sentence. Did you appoint one? No, couldn't find anyone. I tirelessly searched and talked to less than 1% of 1% of 1% of the population of the city and decided, well, there's just no way. Waited too long. We're out of time. Here was the vote.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it. Can I get a motion to adjourn? One nay being select woman Isaac.
Final vote 5-1. Had one naysayer on that vote, but we have now apparently decided we're just going to abolish things that we waited too long to get done in time that are in the city charter. Because functionally, that's what just happened Friday after. I'll be talking more about this week. You're familiar. This is not your first time here. Great to have you back as always. But you know I'm not done talking about this. We'll keep talking about this. I think on behalf of quite a few people, a large number of people, I'm pretty sure they will all agree with this statement if I kind of lump them in on this. When I say, 9:06, join me for Dave in the morning. I got to go take my blood pressure medication. See you then, my friend.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.